Okay, everyone, thank you for joining me this afternoon. So it's 3:30 p.m. Wednesday, the 19th of June, 2024. So looking at the dollar, continuing to come down. The 4-hour candle closed bearish, the previous one. Okay, and this still looks like it could be on the cards. This area right here. Looking at GJ, the bullishness continues. Something I am looking at is getting into a buy position very soon, but that's relative to this system right here. So I will be waiting for 3 minutes until this candle closes, until we get that. Okay. That will look something like that. Stop loss below here. And I'll go for a 1 to 3 on that. Okay, so I'm going to come back to that in a couple of minutes. Let's go back to here. So the higher time frame on GJ, obviously bullish, as we've mentioned. That's going to be the next area I believe that we're going to reach, at least. 201368. I do believe we can blast through that, but we might have some sort of pullback because that is a significant area where price decided to reverse from. So it might have a similar effect, potentially coming down into here. That would be nice to get into a buy. GBP USD. This is the area that we've outlined on the previous live session, so nothing else to discuss there. USD CAD, our position was stopped out. Okay, just there. Okay, so -1R, -1 risk. So whatever you've risked, -1. It's no problem. So the next area on this, as I've said, is this low to be taken. If we take that low, then I'm going to run the Fibonacci from the high down into the low. This high, sorry, down into the low. Just going to double check this. So we've got 1 minute left of this candle to close. We're in 2 buy positions on this system from here to here. These are both risk-free. If these hit take profit, then I'll be up to 6%. And then obviously this is going to be a scaling entry as well. If we can get that closure above here. Just going to mark on my MT4. Okay, so 40 seconds. I'm not going to go to another chart until this is closed, just so I'm in the trade. I've come to a decision that this system I'm not sharing with the members anymore because it takes significant losses in a row, which to a beginner or to someone that's new within trading could be seen as a negative thing. But as you can see with the results for each month, this does end up profitable. You can see here I've got consecutive losses in this column here, consecutive wins there as well. Sometimes we've had 9 in a row losses, 12 losses in a row here, 8, 7, 6, 5, etc, etc. But you can see the results overall of the years, the months. So it is a long-term game. So we've not closed above that just yet. So for the time being, for the next 4 minutes, we can go on to this technical analysis. So USD CAD, like I say, this low is going to be next if we are going to go bearish. I want to see a closure below here. Something I've noticed as well is a 4-hour imbalance down here at the price of 1.354. That could be a magnet for price, but ultimately, as I said about on the previous live session, this is what I'm looking at, sort of medium to long term. Okay, so that's USD CAD. Let's look at silver, because there was a position on silver that I marked on yesterday, and I said that we'd be going over that today. So that currently is in profit from here. Okay, so from this area right here, this is now risk free. And I'm looking at a potential scaling on this. So the reason why is, let's get rid of that a moment. If we go over to this side, on the hourly time frame, I'm just going to get rid of this a moment. Okay, so let me just copy and paste this position over to here. This is the position that I marked on yesterday, around the live session, I believe. So I remember saying I was going to pick it back up. Yeah, there you go. So around here. So that's run into profit. And then what price has done since then is it's come up and it's created a 1 hour imbalance right there. Okay, a 1 hour imbalance. So what I've done is I've gone to the 5 minute. I've seen this 5 minute break of structure. We've come back into the 5 minute demand, and now I'm waiting for a 2 minute break. So the 2 minute high is right there. So that's what I'm waiting for on this. This is something I've been looking at on silver. Provides really nice opportunities. Look at these risk to rewards. This is just going to equal highs. You've got a 31.9R. You've got this one here, 30 risk to reward. And even more down here, 11. Literally the same thing as what I'm doing here. Okay. On the hourly, there was a position right there as well, 11 to 1. This would have been took out a break even. See how price ran into profit, came back down to the entry, and then went to there. This would have been a loss right here. Again, using the same concepts and techniques with the imbalances and scoping down step by step. Just going to double check pound yen. Okay, so we've got 1 minute left of this candle. So a closure above here is what I'm looking for. Back to silver. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on the 2 minute. If we create another low, but remain within this 5 minute demand, then this high will become the 2 minute high that I need to see broken. But for now, this is what I'm waiting for. You can see I've got an alarm on there, or an alert on there. So if and when we do reach that, I'll be alerted. Okay. So let's look at euro dollar. Just while this is loading. Okay. So there was a position on here that I actually gave out as well. That was just ticked out. But it's looking like it would have been into profit if the stop loss was slightly bigger. Yeah. So I'll put the stop below there, you see. If the stop was below there, we'd be in profit right now. But I took the trade because it was a 1 to 8 with that stop loss being there. So if I just zoom out a moment. Just take these off the daily time frame. Okay, so on the higher time frame, if we remember, this is the yearly support handle that we've wicked into and tapped into once more. So if we just go to the 12 month, just to refresh our brains, this was the initial low that was used, 2016 to 2017, the close and the open of that Price then used it in 2022 and created its own little support there as well, which price is currently within or tapped into once more. On the monthly, you can see that even clearer. 3-pin formation coming out of this. Closure above these bodies on the monthly. Potential pullback for a continuation higher. I am wary of this monthly imbalance, so I've just left that on there. Weekly, similar thing. You can see price coming back into that really nicely, and we've actually closed on that level. And then daily, we've had 1-2 bullish days coming out of this area. This is why I actually took the buy position today, because we reached into this 4-hour imbalance and then broke structure on the 15-minute, I believe. Right there, 15-minute break. Price came back into this. But like I say, the stop loss was too tight in this particular case. That's fine. The reason why I was targeting up there as well is the daily level is just there, look. So 1.08092. That would have just been a target. We can have a reaction from there, but equally we can just blast straight through there, take out these highs as well. But we'll have to see with that as well, because on the 4-hour, this is the 4-hour bearish leg. So from this high down into the low, like so. If you remember, this is the 1-hour demand that aligns with the 2.5 extension, but that doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. If we do start to go bearish, that could be an opportunity to target that, but based on where we're coming out of, you know, you've got a yearly versus a 4-hour, you know, theoretically which one's going to win? The higher time frame. Okay, but we'll have to see what we do here. So that's euro dollar. Let's just go back to silver. Just want to monitor this on IC markets. Okay, we're not really doing anything just yet. So what I can do, actually, I can go over the examples that I've gathered here. Very, very simple concepts. So let's go on the daily for a moment. So obviously trading with the trend, bullish, so looking for buys. Let's go with this example for a moment. Obviously there is multiple, let's just pick one. Let's go with this daily imbalance right here. Let's replay the price. So because this is a daily area, we want to be looking at a 30-minute break. If I go to the 30-minute, you can see that right there. Price breaks the 30-minute structure point. That becomes the demand, the entire 30-minute demand. Price then comes back in. So what we want to be doing is waiting for price to come back into here, scaling down once more into the 4-minute. If we just press play on the 4-minute, I'm just going to double check GJ a moment. Okay, we're all right. 17 seconds, 15 seconds. Okay. Okay, back to silver. If we monitor the 4-minute, so we want to be waiting for a 4-minute break of structure. There was the initial one right there. So if we press play, price then comes back into that, but then makes a new low, which is why we've got another 4-minute area right there, which you're going to see as I play the price. So price comes into there, but doesn't form another break of structure. So that's the new low. That then became the new structure to break. Price did that, came back in the zone, broke structure once more. That's why this blue area right here was the entry. That's the break-even point right there. This is just something I've been testing and looking at. So as soon as price comes into that, that's when we move the stop to entry. So if I go to the 15-minute, just to speed things up, just press play, you can see this move away really nicely. Again, just based off the fact we're bullish, we've come into a daily area, waited for a 30-minute break, waited for a 4-minute break, and waited for a break inside the 4-minute break as well on the lower time frame. So the target for this, whether or not we would have held to the high, probably not, to be honest. But if we would have, this is this one, sorry, it would have been a 30 risk to reward. Let's be conservative. This is something I like to look at as well, is the imbalances for potential targets. Let's say right there, so that's the bottom of that 4-hour imbalance right there. In which case, if we had targeted that, it'd still be a 1 to 6.94. Okay, and then you could have targeted that one there, which would have been a 1 to 12.48. And then even looking at these highs here, if you want to start taking liquidity, targeting liquidity, 19, obviously the high was a 30. So yeah, this is just something I'm looking at. Very, very lucrative way of trading for sure. And I've been focusing on silver, as I've said, to really dial in on this. Okay, so let's just double check this. So 2-minute, if we get the 2-minute break, this actually won't be a massive risk to reward. I mean, this one here is a 1 to 7 to TP1. If we can get a scale in, I believe it's like a 3 to 1 or a 4 to 1. Let's just double check. So let's just say we close above here. Stop's going to be below there. Target TP1, 3.5. Okay. Yeah, that's just one example. I've been going over quite a few. You've got one here as well. Coming out of this, so if I go to the daily, let's just replay this a moment. Go to the weekly a moment. So we've got a weekly imbalance right there that price came into. Price came into that weekly. If we scale down, we can see price came into this daily area as well. And as price was moving away from this, or from the lows, it created a 4-hour imbalance right there. Okay. So price then did what? It retested the 4-hour imbalance. I'm just going to check GJ a moment. Okay, we've got 40 seconds. If we don't close above here within 10 minutes, then I'm not going to get into the trade. I'm just going to let these run, because I don't enter trades after 4 PM with this. That's just me personally. So just quickly going over this then. So we came into this 4-hour area, in which case we want to be looking for a 15-minute break, which we see right there. The high, the low, we break. Price then comes into this 15-minute newly created demand, the bearish before the bullish move, which is right here. So let's just replay this. So once price comes into here, looking at the 3-minute time frame now, you can see obviously this is the green. The green box is the 15-minute zone that we just drew on together, or that you've just seen together. That's the 3-minute leg. That's the high. That's the low. Price breaks. That becomes the entry. This was at 6:30 in the morning. Stop below here, and you can see that risk to reward there, the 32 risk to reward if we're targeting the high. Once again, we could be conservative. We could say, right, I'm going to target maybe that high there, target that imbalance, target that imbalance, and all the rest of it. So let's just say, for argument's sake, we did that. So that high right there would have been a 9 to 1. That would have been a 11 to 1 to the first imbalance. To the second imbalance would have been 16 to 1, and to these highs 22. You get the picture. So it does provide very, very good results. So yeah, this is something I'm looking at going forward. So this is one thing about me, if you've not already learned, that I'm always looking to improve and tweak things here and there. I know you can over refine things, which can be detrimental. I am very, very aware of that, but I'm always open to learning within the trading industry, because you can only get better and better in my eyes, so by doing that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, everybody. Just look at GJ once more. Okay, so it's looking like we're going to close above here in 3 minutes. I'm going to cut this live off so I can enter this if we do, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's live session. So thank you for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.